Hello everyone, this is ponderonweather coming at you with another update. In this update, we're going to be talking about an upcoming snowstorm with a weather, whiplash, and temperatures. So before I do get started, if you do like weather-related content, please subscribe to my channel as I will upload daily updates to keep you ahead of the storm. And I do ask you to share this video with your friends and family on social media. All right, so let's get started. First of all, I'm excited to share my members only section that I added. It is optional, but it's just another way that you can kind of give back and help support the page. I did add a join now section, and within those tiers, you'll get like little special badges and kind of emojis whenever you make comments. And then also within those tiers, you'll have like, live streaming, anywhere from like personalized forecast, kind of one-on-one chat sessions, and even some weather consulting. So definitely check out the tiers today. And I hope you consider joining my community. And I'll obviously still do my daily post as well and uploads. So let's kind of walk you through what's happening today and what's going to happen. We got a lot to talk about in the weather department. Here's the overall watches and warnings currently, and we've got some high winds. We're going to be dealing with those winds like all week long with a pretty strong cold front. Right now, it's up north in the Dakotas where they've got those high wind advisories and warnings up there. And we also, indicative of that strong cold front, we already got some freeze watches over portions of Oklahoma here, portions of Arkansas, into Missouri as that very strong cold front. But out ahead of it, we're going to be dealing with some storms, and they already have a flash flood watch where they had all that rain in Tennessee. Even another 1 to 2 inches just going to be aggravating those issues over there. So they already implemented those flash flood watches in Tennessee and portions of Kentucky. So let me kind of walk you through and how all this is going to play out over the next several days. Today we're warm. This is Tuesday, March the 30th, and it is sizzling out there today. You can tell ahead of that cold front where it's actually passed. These are high temperatures. So you're talking 20s up north where those back behind that cold air. But out ahead of it, 82 degrees in Dallas. We're talking like 96 in Mexico. We're talking some very warm air out ahead of it. 60s and 70s going all the way up to the coast. Pittsburgh, 73 degrees today. So that's some very warmer temperatures out ahead of this very strong cold front, and you're gonna feel it. This is truly a weather whiplash gonna be coming. So let me set the stage. This is later on tonight around say 9 or 10 o'clock tonight. You can almost see the demarcation line on the latest high HRRR model of about 9-10 o'clock. This is where basically the cold front is going to lie. We could be seeing some storms starting to develop just in and around the Dallas-Fort Worth area and actually push eastward. And you can definitely see a lot more activity here in Mississippi, going into Tennessee here, into Kentucky, as well as Illinois. Out ahead of that stronger cold front, where the Storm Prediction Center already has a marginal risk for storms. Now, this is what they consider what they call an Anna front. So a lot of this colder air is going to push out ahead of the warmer air, and it's going to lag behind. So a lot of the instability is going to be behind the cold front. So that's why I'm not thinking too big of a risk for severe weather. So we could see some storms, but some of them isolated severe, but a lot of the instability is behind the front after the cold air is already pushed in. So that is going to be the key factor in this, as we're just looking at some stronger storms, anywhere from Dallas to Memphis, Tennessee, to Nashville, getting up here in the Little Rock, as well as getting into a good chunk of Tennessee here. I'm just looking at some, kind of a marginal risk for storms, but terribly not too bad. But back behind it, man, it's going to be windy. So these are gusts about 9-10 o'clock in the morning coming up on Wednesday. Stopped it right here. We're talking 40 in the yellows, almost 50 mile per hour wind gust behind that front, and you're going to feel it. So where you're talking 82 today in Dallas, it's going to be wind chills in the 40s tomorrow morning, as that colder push of air and the wind's going to be whipping at 35, 40, 45 miles an hour at 9-10 o'clock in the morning. So you're definitely going to feel that colder air, especially as you get into Arkansas, getting into Mississippi. It's going to be a true shock to your system. And as this continues to push And later in the day on Wednesday, going into the afternoon hours, that colder air will enter down here in Houston, down here into Louisiana and southern portions of Mississippi and Alabama. That's where they're going to see the stronger storms, out ahead of this front. And that's where, again, the Storm Prediction Center has activated another marginal risk of storms anywhere from, say, Houston going into New Orleans, Birmingham, Columbia here, into Atlanta as well, all up the coast and the Carolinas, getting into Virginia. Again, I'm not thinking that big of a deal for severe storm standard, but yeah, you could see some gusty winds, some small hail, and there's just basically just a small isolated tornado threat. So I'm not thinking a terribly too big of an issue, especially after you actually went through the last 2 weeks. But yeah, like I mentioned, back behind that front as we go into the day on Wednesday, that front will be along the coast here around Houston. So that's where we'll be seeing back behind that colder air, those stronger winds of 40 and all upwards to 50 miles per hour, gusting, 35 here's in the 20s here. So yeah, they're going to be definitely experiencing those stronger winds back behind this front as it moves through, along with the colder air. Here's the whiplash coming. So by the time we get to the end of the month on Wednesday, going into the 31st, those now we're talking 10 to 15 degrees below average temperatures as that colder air will continue to press southward. Out ahead of it, we still have those warmer temperatures in the southeast as well as in the northeast, anywhere from 10, 15 upwards to almost 20 degrees above average temperatures for this time of year. But that's going to change in a big way as we go into Wednesday night into Thursday. And as that colder push continues to push further south, especially in the northeast, yeah, we could be talking some snow, believe it or not, into portions of West Virginia here, getting into Pittsburgh timeframe by then, into Pennsylvania, as this colder push continues to press southward. And by the time we actually get into Thursday morning at 6 a.m., yeah, we're talking all snow, and some of this could be heavy at times. I mean, even talking snow in Ohio. I mean, yeah, you could be say an inch or two, but still, I mean, talking snow on April 1st in Ohio, especially after be dealing with those 70 and 75 degree temperatures today. Just 2 days later, we're talking snow and temperatures in the 30s here as this colder air continues to press southward. And we're talking heavy snow by the time we get into upstate New York and along the Appalachians of in the interior regions of New England. So yeah, they could be picking up some very heavy snow with this deal, but just rain along the coast. But here's the temperatures back behind you. So I know a lot of you guys probably in Texas, you didn't listen to grandma and wait till Easter to plant your plants, and you've already probably planted them. So yeah, you're gonna have to be covering them or taking them inside, because especially in the hill country here, yeah, we could be talking below freezing temperatures for April 1st, guys, in central Texas. So as that colder push, and even a frost for a good chunk of surrounding areas and say in the outlying areas, especially if you live in the country and stuff, frost is considered anywhere from 33 to 36 degrees, could still do some damage to your tender plants and stuff. So definitely be cautious for that and bring those inside so they don't get hurt. But yeah, look at that. I mean, look at the colder push. I mean, widespread 20s anywhere in the blue here. That's below freezing temperatures for your April 1st coming up in the Ohio Valley, getting into Pennsylvania here. And that colder push presses all the way down to the southeast. I mean, even mid-30s here after we've been dealing with that flooding and all these tornadoes and into the southeast. And now we're dealing with some frost in those areas. And even northern Mississippi and Alabama could be freezing and some of these areas as well, as that colder push tries to make it to Florida, and it will actually make it to Florida by the time we get into Friday. But as before that, yeah, they're still going to be dealing with that snow into the upper portions of New England as that low just traverses along the coast. So I'm thinking this is more of an interior event, not a coastal event. Coastal is going to be all rain for you guys, but a chilly rain and a windy rain as well. So as that colder air is still back behind that front, you're going to be experiencing those higher wind gusts up there in that region, and then snow in the interior regions. And check out the winds by the time we get into going into Thursday morning, back behind that front again. Yeah, those stronger winds of 40 miles per hour. So even though it might not be snowing along the coast, it's going to be talking some whipping winds at 40 miles an hour. You're going to feel it, and it's not going to be a chilly, raw day for you guys in the Northeast as it continues to press upward. So as we go into the day on a Thursday night, going into Friday morning, that snow will continue to lift off into the Northeast. Yeah, those heavier snows will be over southeastern Canada by now. So you're going to be dealing with those, like say Montreal could be picking up 6 to 8 inches from this system. Not out of the question as this continues to lift off into the Northeast. But look what happens behind this. We're talking severe clear behind it. As this cold air, I mean, these severe storms do not like cold air at all. And this is just going to be wiping out everything. And it's going to be nice by the time we get to your weekend, guys. I got a POW perfect weekend on the table coming up for your weekend, but we got a lot of action to get to before then, because by the time we get into Friday morning, yeah, those colder temperatures will continue to press southward into the southeast, and they digging all the way down. And like I mentioned, freezes in portions of Mississippi and Alabama, especially northern sections, and even in the Carolinas is not going to miss out in this deal. And yeah, I mentioned Florida. We're talking 30s in the Panhandle and even 40s down here in Central Florida. So you're going to be feeling that for sure as this continues to press southward. So definitely be the plants on this day as well. So I mean, you're going to be still dealing with those colder temperatures. But like I mentioned on Saturday, check this out, guys. I mean, this is not happen very often where you have a surface map of hardly just nothing. I mean, we're talking crystal clear, pretty much widespread across the board, and it's going to be a nice weekend for a good chunk of the country. As you wake up the morning on Saturday, yeah, you're still going to have to be dealing with those chillier temperatures in the morning times, but clear skies, light winds, heats up quickly. And it's going to heat up to a very nice day across the board, across the nation. That's definitely on the table coming up for this weekend. And especially as we get into Sunday, those chillier temperatures will continue to moderate. Yeah, those 40s hang on for one more day. This is probably your last hurrah for colder temperatures until October timeframe. So definitely enjoy it while it lasts, because yeah, we got a rapid warm up on the way for next week, and I'll show you that as well. Look what happens by the time the 5th rolls around. That's just Monday. So yeah, the weather whiplash is on the table. So we go from mild to cold and to very mild again, even by Monday. So this is just in a short amount of time frame. As these by Monday, yeah, we're talking 15, 20, upwards to 25 degrees above average for a good chunk of the country, as those below average temperatures try to hang on. And Florida says, hey, they're the coldest spot in town for at least one day, right? So as this continues to press on, here's the 7th. I mean, we just get, even warmer by then. So definitely enjoy this cool blast while it lasts, because it's a rapid warm up back behind it as that weather whiplash takes effect. Here's your rain by the time we get to just now going into the weekend, because like I mentioned, after the weekend it's nice. I mean, as we get into the Saturday, so we're just talking, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, over the next 4 days, here's your rain. Nothing happens in the Pacific Northwest or a good chunk of the West and a good central part of the U.S., but it's all to the southeast where they're going to be dealing with those warmer temperatures out ahead of it. And yeah, those flash flood watchers are prevalent because you picked up so much rain in the Tennessee Valley. Another 1 to 2 inches just going to aggravate those rivers and streams, and the soil moisture there's just nothing to soak in. It's just wet. You're waterlogged in that region as this continues to press northward here. And here's the snow. I mean, like I mentioned, a lot of this is going to be rain along the coast around I-95 corridor, but it's going to be an interior inland event into New England. And some of these places, yeah, could be picking up almost a foot in upstate New York. So that's definitely going to be a pretty good snowfall coming up for you guys on April Fool's Day, believe it or not. So yeah, so hey, I appreciate you guys watching. Do like this video. Definitely leave your comments below. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel to catch the latest update where I protect you before and after the storm.